Don't ever accept it. Don't ever think this is normal. This is evil. Basically, the UN has just put outrageous trans woman picked by UN to be UK champion for women's rights. At the end of the day, this has caused outrage between all the women's rights group, the feminists, the anti-trans groups, and many others. But in sports, all right, Sharon Davis, a woman that I've always liked the look of, okay, quite fancied that growing up. I spoke out about it because there's this woman, Monroe Berghoff, or whatever her chops is, right? Now, admittedly, she looks more like a woman than the average trans person, but nevertheless, born with different chromosomes, born with more ribs, whatever, born physically stronger than the average person, female of its size. Now, if you look at boxing, for instance, we have different weight categories because it's unfair to put somebody who's 9 stone and literally got the same amount of meat as a butcher's pencil on them up against somebody the size of, say, Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury, if he connects with them, he's going to put them in orbit. All right, that's how it is. Now, men are, whether you like it or not, physically more stronger than women. There's also, on the flip side of it, 10,000 men in, I think, in the UK that earn money from sports, where there's only 1,000 women. So they've got a small piece of the pie, and when you start putting blokes into that, you're actually taking it out of there. Sorry, trans women, I keep getting confused. Oh, I don't actually. I was right in the first place. Whatever. But there's also the danger. I watched the other day a straight man in a boxing ring who was an amateur against a professional British female. He only connected once. She was on the deck. That's the fucking unfortunate reality. It's not always the case. As I used to work on the door, I've seen women knock men out, right? But sometimes it was because it was a slide punch, and other times because a woman was built like a shit outhouse and it was a small blow. There were many varying factors, but generally the average is this, is that men are stronger than women. Men can hurt women more often than a woman can hurt a man, well, unless she gets tooled up. But that's another story. In combat sports, where you've got men and women going at it together, women get hurt. When you've got boxing, women get hurt. There's other sports where women just won't participate now. And it's a case that, say for instance, something like weightlifting, where a man is predominantly going to be stronger anyway, and then you get a trans person wins the title, you ignore that person, and then you look at who was female, came second, and she's first. And that's how it's working now. Now, there's been many complaints to say that this is unfair, etc., and the governing bodies have taken no notice. So now it's legal action. If your child is involved in sports, your female child is involved in sports, and you have a trans person in there and she gets injured, you have a case, and you can sue for quite a lot of money. And it's very much this being the case is that they're now starting to change their opinion. An opinion which never should have been. It was always obvious. If you'd have gone back to the 60s and put a woman in a ring with a bloke, you wouldn't have hit her. Why? Because a man knows what he is. Why do you think that when you go back in history, for thousands and thousands of years, the man was the bloke that went out and built something or defended the woman, okay, or hunted, while the women generally did stuff more closer to the homestead, okay, i.e. raised the children, that kind of thing. It's because men and women knew exactly what their strong points were and their weak points, and they played to them. It's called common sense. It's called being obvious. You've got people with IQ lower than a flatfish that can work this shit out. So if they can, when you get these alleged intelligent people who are coming out with this shit on TV, they're not intelligent. Now, the other thing I've noticed at the moment is the New Year's honours list. This seems to be a tick box for some of the most biggest degenerates who have played their part in the last year's shitfuckery. Now, obviously, I can't say exactly what it is, but they've either pushed something that was bad, okay, or they've been on board with all sorts of degeneracy. Now, there have been some people that are genuinely spot on that have been named, by the way, so I can't say all right? But it does seem to be a way, and it always has seemed to be a way, of rewarding the corrupt, the baseless, the moralless, the people that sold their souls. I mean, Jimmy Savile and many others, to put it obviously. Many other people have been honoured, and you think to yourself, you're a fucking shithouse. And do you know what it does? It really insults the good people that were honoured for the right reasons. I just hate this modern world. I really do. I would love to see us go back to a time or go forward and replicate a time where honour was a good thing, obvious facts were another thing, where we played to our strengths, where we didn't reward the weak and pathetic, who everybody gets a medal and all that shit. Where we went back to obvious, normal common sense. When I was talking to my dad yesterday, And he seems to think that common sense, like myself, isn't common, but wasn't always common either. So I'm trying to work out how it was that we got by in the old days, and I think it was the fear of pain. Bear with on this one, because it's not the threat of pain, it's the fear of pain, right? It's not the threat that somebody's going to beat the living daylights out of you, although, and we did think about it as kids, if you did fuck up and you went home, you could have been on for a hiding. So that did bring about common sense in many cases. But in other parts of life, common sense was, if I do this, am I going to get hurt? All right. And many people played that game, right? This might hurt, so I won't do it. All right. And the people that went, fuck it, you know, these, you see it a lot of the case. People have had a drink, so it lowers their inhibitions and they go out and do stupid stuff and they get hurt. But generally speaking, what we've done nowadays is told people that there's a blame culture so you can make money. And also, you've taken away the people's critical thinking and go, is this going to hurt me? They don't think like that anymore. So you find more and more people do stupid things and get hurt. It's like Darwinism almost, isn't it? But there you go. Just a thought. Let me know what you think in the comments. And we'll keep posting content. I should imagine within the next few days I'll be doing this again from the truck. So that'll be nice for a while. Get out and about. Hope you all had a good new year. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I've got to mention this. And also that we have Telegram channels where you can post stuff. It's called Rev the White Activist. I've got my main Telegram chat, which I post stuff in so that you can see whatever. I've got 4 YouTube channels. Okay, people keep being unsubscribed from Rev on a Rant. That's my other YouTube channel. Okay, I've got Man Up. I've got Simon Evans. The links will be in the description. I've got a Facebook where you can message me. I have a Twitter. I have 2 actually. Okay, and I've also got, what have we got? Discord. So if you want to come on and have a chat with the others, let me know. The links are in, as I say, in the description to this video. And you can come on, get involved, put your news across. Maybe if I can, you know, if you put something across that I can use, I'll use it and do a video. Anyway, I'll see you all in a bit. Take steady.